MS translators. My name is Brett Drummond. I'm an MS researcher, science communicator, and co-founder of MStranslate. I'm sure you all know me quite well by now, but I wanted to record this video today because today, May 30th, is World MS Day. The theme of World MS Day this year is my MS diagnosis. And sort of from that, I think we're extending the theme a little bit, talking about my MS journey. And so obviously my experience with this is different to many members of the community, but I wanted to share my MS journey, my journey being involved as part of the multiple sclerosis community from a long time ago to now, and encourage all of you, as you're watching this video, obviously feel free to comment on the video as well, but share some of your journey that you want to. Some positive things, some negative things, difficulties that you've experienced, highlights along the way of things that, may have brightened part of it, things that you've learned, I think could be something that would be really interesting to share. It's a really good day for us to be able to try and voice some of the things that we're going through and have other people be able to connect with that, engage with it, know that you're not alone and not isolated, I think is really important. But so I think to go through my MS journey, it's now been 19 years since I started doing multiple sclerosis research. So it's basically now been half my life that I've been involved in MS. Don't go through and do the maths there to work out how old that makes me. No one needs to know that. But it's been a really long time. And so obviously I started my life in this with an interest in multiple sclerosis. I had a background in immunology. I found autoimmune diseases fascinating, and multiple sclerosis was one that particularly interested me because of how unique it is and how different it is in every individual. I spent a long time doing multiple sclerosis research. I learned a lot about MS. I learned a lot about research, a lot of obviously lab skills, but a lot around how to analyze data and understand a lot of that research process. Research obviously wasn't for me in the long term, but I'm really thankful for all of the people that helped me start down that pathway and gave me the opportunity to participate in MS research and to gain that experience, because without having had that time and that time working in a lab, there's no way I would be able to do what I'm doing now. It really is the fact that research background is there that I think helps us have this point of differentiation through MStranslate. MStranslate is obviously the fork in the path where my MS journey changed from being a researcher to being more of a science communicator. Had a background doing science communication, but as many of you will have heard the story before, MStranslate was initially formed on the back of conversations that my brother Eric, who many of you would know, and myself were having around how we could combine our skill sets to work together. And really at the time, so this is now 12 years ago that MStranslate was formed, and we're approaching our 12th birthday. Really, there was nothing like this out there. Using social media to be able to connect people through a shared experience rather than connecting through, you went to high school together or your friends in some way, shape or form wasn't being done, and using it as a way to convey, research information again was quite novel. But it was a very big transition from me across, going from that research world to being self-employed to running a company to being able to do this work. And really the inspiration behind it and the passion behind it hasn't changed over those 12 years. The fact that has always underpinned what we do at MStranslate is that we've recognized that a really large gap exists between people doing the research and the people who are directly impacted by the research. So everything that we do has always been about trying to bridge that gap. We think it's a no-brainer that people living with multiple sclerosis have access to high quality information that is accurate and up to date and easy to understand, and also provided in a place where conversations can happen. And the two-way discussions is something that we're really proud of, that MStranslate has become a place where people can have those conversations in a really open and respectful way where, I hope everyone learns from them. I know I've said this many times in terms of the Facebook Lives that I do. I learn a lot from them through the insights that people in our community share. So 2012 was when the MS journey shifted and MStranslate was launched, and the past 12 years have been quite a whirlwind. I think to have survived 12 years is an achievement in itself. A lot of businesses like this don't survive 6 to 12 months. But, I would like to take the opportunity to thank Eric for this as well, and all the hard work that he's done, and appreciative of all of that, oftentimes behind the scenes. But we've been driven by that passion that I just talked about. And I think we've experienced a lot of change and a lot of growth over those 12 years. And I think it's been a very gradual process in that space, but our MS journey continues to change. And one of the things that I think has happened over the past few years is that we're seeing more and more groups recognize the value that MStranslate can bring in this area. We're obviously now one of the official communications partners of ECTRIMS, which is the major MS research conference in the world. We do their podcasts. We've got some other things that we will be talking about in the very near future around that. And also one of the other ones that you've seen more recently is through the University of Cambridge and doing some communications work with them, as well as Novaron Bioscience and the work that they're doing in the premyelination space. We're continuing to have these conversations with people, and we hope that we'll continue to be able to get more and more groups to work with us to be able to share even more and more information with you. And so that's been our MS journey, my MS journey. I'm certainly at a point now where I'm very excited about what we're achieving and what we're being able to share with you, and what the future holds in this space, both from what we're going to be able to achieve, but also what I think is coming in the research space. But really, and most importantly, my MS journey, MStranslate's MS journey, is nothing without each and every person in our community. And this is not something that I say as a throwaway line. This is not something that I say lightly. None of the success that we've achieved, the fact that we are still around after 12 years, the fact that we continue to grow, the fact that people want to work with us, is so much to do with your support. Without your support, without your engagement, without the positive and kind words that you say about the work we do, without the fact that you will continue to tell us that what we do is valuable, that it actually really does help navigate what is a complicated space. These things are obviously really meaningful to myself and the MStranslate team. And I should mention in that space that we're, one of the other things that we're grateful for is having been able to bring Dr. Joanna Cobbin into the team as well, so that we can share even more work with you. We're excited about her having joined and what she will bring. But your words mean a lot to the three of us, but beyond that, they actually mean a lot to all of these other people who are looking to work with us. The fact that they can see the community that we've created, and that community is so involved in what we do, the effect of that just cannot be understated. So I I really want to take this opportunity to thank you for allowing us to be part of your MS journey and for being such a massive part of our MS journey. We genuinely couldn't do it without you, and we wouldn't want to do it without you. You are at the core of everything we do, and will continue to be so. I hope you know that all of the things that we do to continue to try and expand and to do more projects and to work with more people, a huge part of that is to give you access to things that you just otherwise wouldn't have access to. We want to be able to give you insights that are cutting edge, that are behind the scenes, that are the most high quality insights available. So with that being said, happy World MS Day, a day to reflect, but a day really for us to show our gratitude. So thank you very much. As I said, I hope we get a number of comments below. Please share your thoughts with us as well. And thank you for listening. Thanks, everyone.